You walk into a crowded coffee shop. You get your coffee, you sit alone at a cornered table. You open a book or put on your headphones, and everyone looks at you as if you were strange, as if being alone in public were a red flag. Poor thing. He's all alone. Doesn't he have any friends? He must be too shy to socialize. People call this loneliness, social isolation, but psychology has a completely different name for it. Social autonomy. And no, you're not running away from anyone. You've just learned that quality company starts with your own. Now, let me explain what happens in your brain. There's a concept called the optimal arousal level theory. Basically, each person has an ideal point of external stimulation to feel good. Some people need a lot of stimulation parties, constant conversations, movement. Others need less. And when you choose to be alone in public, you're not isolating yourself. You're calibrating. Your autonomic nervous system seeks a balance between social stimulation and internal processing. Being alone in a crowded café isn't contradictory. It's brilliant. You absorb the energy of the environment without the demand for direct interaction. You observe, you feel, you process. But you don't need to perform. And that, biologically speaking, is exactly what your brain needs to avoid overload. Think about the contrast. When you're in a group, you need to be constantly alert, reading facial expressions, answering questions, maintaining the energy of the conversation, laughing at the right time, agreeing, disagreeing, giving your opinion. It's a constant social bombardment. Now look at yourself alone at a table. You control the pace. You choose when to look outwards or inwards. Nobody interrupts you. Nobody expects an answer. You can simply exist without needing to justify your existence. The noise of the cafeteria becomes background noise. The movement of people becomes scenery. And you're there, present, but totally in your own world. This isn't escapism. This is freedom. And now comes the fact that will surprise you. Researchers at the University of Buffalo discovered that people who feel comfortable being alone in public environments exhibit higher levels of creativity and do you know why? Because you're not distracted, trying to please or fit in. Your brain has space to wander, to connect ideas, to observe what others ignore. That person in the coffee line with the tired look. The couple arguing quietly in the corner. The light hitting the window in a way that reminds you of something. You pick up on all of this because you're not busy being social. You're busy being human. But culture has taught you that being accompanied is synonymous with happiness, right? Instagram full of group photos. TikTok showing a day in my life, always with someone by your side. As if being alone were a failure. As if you needed witnesses to validate that your life is worthwhile. But let's be honest, how many of those group photos are truly happy? How many are just a performance? The truth is that happiness isn't about the quantity of people around you. It's about the quality of your presence. And sometimes, the best company is the one that demands nothing from you. That coffee you drink slowly, that book you read without rushing, that moment when you simply breathe and realize that everything is all right. You don't need an audience for that. But hey, there's an important difference here. Enjoying being alone in public is one thing. Avoiding people for fear of rejection is something completely different. If you sit alone because you choose to, because it fulfills you, because it gives you peace, but if you sit alone because you're afraid of walking down a table and being ignored, because you think nobody wants you around, because the idea of interacting paralyzes you with anxiety, that's not preference. That's defensive isolation. So ask yourself this question now. When you're alone in public, do you feel free or do you feel hidden? If it's freedom, go ahead. If it's fear, maybe it's time to look at this more carefully. Imagine this Sunday afternoon. You walk into a bookstore. The smell of new books fills the air. That soft light streaming through the windows. You pick up a book, sit in an armchair in the corner. People pause, be conversations in the background. But you're there at your own pace. Turning pages, feeling the weight of the book in your hand, the comfortable silence within you, even amidst the movement. Nobody knows you. Nobody demands anything of you. You don't need to explain why you're there. You simply are. And that's sacred. So understand this. You're not antisocial. You're not strange. You don't have a problem because you like going to the movies alone, or having dinner alone, or traveling alone. You've just discovered something that most people still have you ain't understood, that you can be surrounded by people and still be completely yourself, that loneliness and being alone are different things. That companionship isn't about quantity, it's about intention. And that you, just the way you are already whole. You don't lack anyone to complete you. But now comes the burning question. Why can some people remain completely silent, while others go haywire? Why does silence frighten so many people and calm others? This next video will make you rethink everything you think you know about noise, peace, and your own mind. And I guarantee you won't be the same after watching it. If you're one of those people who values their own company, who finds peace amidst the chaos, subscribe to this channel. Leave a like too, because that's how this content reaches those who truly understand. And click on that video that's popping up on the screen. It concludes this conversation in a way that will make you pause and think. We'll see you there. And remember, being alone isn't being empty. It's being whole enough not to need anyone filling that space.